always had a passion for cooking. It definitely helps when you have a brick and mortar, and then you can go out there and still make more money with the trailer. So that's 100% helpful with a small business. For me, I take it like I have to plan. There is a few years. I feel like year 1, 2, 3, it's more of like you're trying it out. You don't even know if it's gonna if you're gonna make it happen. And I'm a hidden gem. Like you have to. I feel like if you build something good, people will find it.
Yo, guys, thank you for coming back again. This is the Sonidos Podcast, and today we have a very, very special guest. We have Elisa Batista here. She's the owner of Lu Taqueria here on Main Street, Bethlehem. She's a culinary art graduate. That took her to Germany on an internship. Learned a lot of cool things there. She'll let us know. Came back up to the Northeast, New York, worked in a lot of restaurants out there. And eventually that brought her down here to Pennsylvania around the pandemic. So that was a tough time for everyone, and especially for restaurants when people weren't even outside, you know what I'm saying? So let us all know what developed you into creating the business that you have today and who you are as a person in the restaurant business.
Okay, thanks for coming in here and doing this. I appreciate it. I went to school a couple years ago. When I moved here, I've always had a passion for cooking. So I was like, my dream was I want to own my own restaurant, but I wasn't ready. Obviously, when you graduate from school, you still have a lot to learn. After putting a few years working in different restaurants that have different cuisine in New York, when I moved here, I started working in restaurants too, but then I went back to school to do bookkeeping. So I wanted to learn. I already knew the back side of it. Now I wanted to learn, numbers, payroll, all the stuff that kind of it's involved in, the whole restaurant setup. So after that, I graduated from that. I started working with other business owners in the area, and I was providing services like payroll, HR, things that were more on the admin side, so I could get more experience that way. And then after that, that's when the pandemic hit. So during that time, it was kind of hard because I wanted to do the investment, but working with restaurants that had so many years, doing it and seeing the numbers, how, they were all different every week, I was like, I think I gotta wait a little bit. But then after everything, everything started to get back and everyone going out, people spending money, I was like, let me just do it. And then that's when I decided to do a food truck. Yeah.
All right, so you decided to do a food truck. Where does the name come from? Lu Taqueria.
So Lu, it's pretty much how I describe myself. I'm very passionate. So Lu, it's abbreviation for love you. Something simple. I wanted something small. I thought that name was gonna be easier for other people to pronounce it. It's not, but it's it's just a simple logo. The name is short, and it just describes how much I love food.
I hear people say, let's just go to Lu. They can't say taqueria.
But taqueria, it's a little harder. But if you say Lu, you already know. I'm going to Lu, and
I know Lu. No, that's beautiful. All right. So you went through your culinary arts career, boom, and you had to start by going to college. You did your internship in Germany. Yeah. Cool. You got to be around some cool people. Now you're back in the States. You're ready to do a taco truck, a trailer. Where do you start? Where do you start in acquiring this truck? Do you do it by yourself? Do you have a partner at this point?
Yeah, so I had at that moment I had 2 business partners. One of them was the one helping creating all the recipes and everything, and then the other one was more of operating the trailer. Now, when I met with them to start everything, I already created the name, the logo, everything. The concept of the taqueria was already there. That I was working on it for a couple years, because I knew that at some point in my life I was going to open something. Obviously, you know, you have to wait. There's a lot of things involving doing your first business, and I didn't want to do it like by myself because I know how hard it is, and I do have 2 kids. So it's like for me to manage to do it all at once, plus kids, plus, you know, plus my other job too, that I couldn't leave just because I was going to start something. When I went and showed them the idea, they were okay with it. You know, they're like, oh yeah, let's do it. And then we started doing it. And one of my business partners here, it was the 2 of us doing all the events, and getting, you know, all the permits and everything, so we can, you know, start the journey with Lou and the trailer.
Okay, so tell me, around what time did you get the trailer? Like what year?
So we got the trailer 2021, and it was in November.
November, okay. So this is peak pandemic at this point still.
Yeah.
It was 19.
Bit, yeah.
It was kind of getting over, but people were still afraid. Okay. So did you launch right away, right in November?
No, because we had to get permits. And actually, like, when we got the trailer, I started like looking for places to be at, and then everything. I mean, around that time it's kind of hard for the trailer because it's cold, so we had to wait all the way, I think around April, March, April, that we got all the permits, and then we did our first event in April.
Okay, so that's like what, 5-6 months later.
Yeah.
And you're finally able to use the truck. So you had a little bit of time when you were just doing your other job, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing your other job. You can't quit your 9 to 5 to follow your dreams.
That money.
You need that money on.
You never know. You gotta, you know, put some money there.
Okay, so you did that. Boom. It's around April.
Yeah.
How's life going at this point when you start doing events? Because that's the first thing you did, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how's life going right into that first event?
Well, the first event wasn't busy. It was kind of nice because we were like, oh, you know, we kind of getting the hang of it. But no, that was wrong. Because when we did the second event, which was in Easton, that Taco Fest, we ran out of food. The event was supposed to be there for 4 hours. We were supposed to stay there for 4 hours. We ran out of food in 2 hours. So we had a lot of people waiting in line for like 45 minutes. And when I told them we didn't have any food, that was terrible.
It was?
It was so terrible because, you know, we didn't know, and then we didn't have a kitchen or a restaurant to sell the food if we didn't, you know, sell all of it. So we just made what we thought it was enough, which it wasn't.
Not even close, was it?
Not even close, no, because 2 hours out, and there was not even a lot of vendors. But, I mean, you know, it's a learning experience. Yeah.
We're all been there. We all been there. And it's funny, how many times did you hear, how'd the food truck run out of food? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So you learn from this experience now. A couple of events in, right? Yeah. You get the ball rolling. You miss a couple of steps, but you get the ball rolling. When was the next big event that you knew? Boom! Like, I got this. Like. So
we did a couple ones after that, small. But then the biggest one that we did after that one, it was Taco Fest in Steel Stacks. That one was huge. It was a couple thousand people. We did better. We did run out of food after 4 hours, but we did a lot more than the first one, like the first big one. So we were really like proud of ourselves because we were like, oh, you know, we made good money. We worked a lot. We didn't stay there for 7 hours. Like, we didn't have the food for 7 hours, but at least we did more than the one before. So we did learn a little bit. Now we still had to like pick up some other things. But also it's like very limited space that you have when you have a trailer. Right. And we didn't have, you know, like we didn't have a lot of storage and all, you know, and all that. And we don't want to get no one sick, obviously with the food that we make. But I think we did pretty good, you know, comparing it with the other one. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So now you know that, like, honestly, planning is key. Yeah. You thought you planned, and then boom, you didn't know. So how are you gonna plan for something that you have no clue, you know? Mm-hmm. So like, how do you feel like the planning aspect of things from the first one to that event where you feel like you succeeded and you developed? How was that? How was that development? How do you feel about it? Like,
So,
was it quick? Was it a lot of practice in between? How?
yeah, I 100% is practice. You go to events. You can plan better for the events that they sell tickets. Because let's say if they say we sold 1,000 tickets, and we're gonna be there for 4 hours. There's so much food you can serve per hour, so you can kind of plan with that information. Now, when you go to an event that it's just something that a Facebook event. Go in there, you don't know how many people, then you kind of go with the idea of how much you want to sell for the time that you're going to be there. I mean, there's things that kind of varies, and you go there and it's raining, that might, it's not going to help with the sell, with you selling everything. But at least you have a number in your head, like, okay, today in this event, I want to make $3,000. I'm going to be there for 4 hours. Let's work on that. And then if you sell out, you sell out. That's a good feeling when you sell out, because you go with an amount of food that you really hope that you sell all of it, and you don't have to come back and bring that back, to the restaurant. Now we don't care that much because we do have a restaurant here, so whatever it's left over, we can kind of, bring it here and still use it. But when you just have a trailer, you want to make sure you sell out every time, because
you don't want to bring it home.
Yeah, and then you cannot just keep it there for days. You gotta get rid of it.
So now you're at a point in life where you get these events rolling. You started that's around April, a couple months in, and now you still got a trailer around like November again, which is getting colder now.
Yeah.
Now what are you doing? Like, do you have a spot at this point?
We just park it.
You park it?
Unless it's like, we did events in November. We did events in December too. But it was more like a lunch. So the weather wasn't bad. We just pull up to the event. Usually it was like a lunch in a big warehouse. We go there for 2-3 hours, and then we just put it back, and just park it. You're still making money, but it's not something that's going to be steady. But it definitely helps when you have a brick and mortar, and then you can go out there and still make more money with the trailer. So that's 100% helpful with a small business.
Okay, so now this is going on, right? And you can make your money, but now you're creating income with your side, with your main hustle at this point.
Yeah.
With your main hustle, and you got the taco truck on the side doing its own thing. When does it develop into this restaurant?
So this was actually like an opportunity. This became available. The pizzeria that was here for like 14 years, I think, or even more. The person that was running it, he wanted to just do something else, and then we got the information like this place was gonna be available, and it kind of we just took it. We already had like clientele, people asking us like, oh, where do you guys go? And I did, in fact, in the first year of the trailer, we did park the trailer in a car wash. We kind of had from Monday to Friday a spot that you can go. It was a limited hours. It was like maybe 4 to 9 or 4 to 10, but still you could find the food there. But we're like, if we keep doing events and we have a kitchen, then it's just, it's kind of, it will be easier for us to do it. So this came up, we took the opportunity, and, we're here.
Nice. And how long has here been?
So this was in March. So it was a year and 4 months.
A year and 4 months. So this journey is taking you all the way up to a restaurant on Main Street, Bethlehem, where there's a bunch of restaurants here. Great restaurants, people have had good experiences, bad experiences. And it's like, you're here to put your stake, no pun intended, put your stake on the road, and show people that you could do it. So in this year and some change that you've been here, how has that journey been? You have a restaurant now. We're going to talk about how you have employees now.
Yeah.
It's not just you anymore. Mm-hmm. And, you get to be out of the restaurant for, longer than you were when you were in the trailer.
Yeah.
So how has that been this last year with a brick and mortar?
Well, this is, for me, it's like going back to school again.
Wow.
There is so many new things that you learn. coming from like a trailer that something new happened in every event, something that you didn't expect, you didn't plan. And it's the same thing as in a restaurant too. Also, it's more of like, for me, I take it like I have to plan. There is a few years. I feel like year 1, 2, 3, it's more like you're trying it out. You don't even know if it's gonna make if you're gonna make it happen. And honestly, I don't think any person that opens a business wants to open a business just to kind of make money just for the operating expenses. So I think like the first 3 years, I'm just working on trying to establish the business, have good clientele, still, keep good consistency in the food, and then plan, forecast, or, just make plans of how much money with the help that I have now can actually make. And then from there, still like grow the numbers, because I feel like with one restaurant, I don't want to like spend to make this location like bigger, but I do want to expand in different locations, the same food, kind of like the same size that I have here. And I feel like it's doable, but there's a lot of planning, budgeting to do. And you need help. Like I can't do it all. I can't be here cooking and then do the books and also do the marketing and, be the events coordinator. Like I have to start sharing the things that I do so I can plan better and expand, and then just build a team that can, help me with that too.
So I feel like our biggest lesson throughout these couple of years is planning.
Planning, yeah.
Something that we really need to get better with. How much time do you put in, like a week, planning for what you're gonna do the next day or the next week? Like, how do you organize yourself planning for your business?
Well, it depends. So everything has like different times. So let's say that I have my full staff and I make a schedule and I count on them to come in. So I don't have to plan to come in. So I can work on my marketing. I can work on specials with my business partner. I can work on maybe booking a few catering events, reaching out to people that really sends a lot of emails. So I gotta be on it too. So everything depends like what I have to do on a weekly, on a daily basis, and that all changes every day. Yeah. So you try to plan. I mean, I have things that I want to do, like I have goals that I want to, do for the rest of the year, for next year. But I put the time into it when I'm like, okay, the restaurant has the employees. I can really focus in making forecasts for next year, and then I sit down and do it there. Like it's not, I'm gonna do it on a Tuesday at 2. I try, but if it doesn't happen, I'm just, I go with the flow and I just make time for it. And I do have like a list of things, like priorities that I want to do with the restaurant, and also have a great communication with my business partner. And it's obviously getting better, to different people who don't even live, around here. Yeah, so we just have to make it work. But I feel like everything depends on the timing, the day, whatever the day brings, then you kind of go around and make your schedule as you go. Sometimes. Yeah.
So that makes sense. So it's really just, you're not rolling the dice. It's not like it's a gamble. It's like an educated guess.
Yeah.
It's an educated guess. So throughout what? This is now 2 years now for you at this point when you're starting the business. You know that you have to plan. You learn from the trailers and the mistakes you made and, running out of food early. So now you're here. It's 2024, a year and some change in. This is, Elisa now. What are you doing to keep the business rolling and just stay, like, relevant at this point? Because, again, you're at a street where the location where you're at, it's a good location, but you're, like, in the cut. You're in the back.
Yeah.
It's like you're the little brother in, like, a famous family.
I'm a hidden gem.
Yeah. Ooh, wait, say that again.
Hidden gem. Like, you have to, I feel like if you build something good, people will find you. It's, for me, being on Main Street, even if I'm in the back, for me, it's huge. I didn't plan this to be in this location, and it worked this way. and I'm just making the best out of it. Now, what I'm working on now is consistency. I need a great team, which I have right now, and they're working alongside with me and Andres, my business partner, and they're really taking care of the business when I'm not here. Obviously, you always have to oversee what's happening, even if I'm not here. I'm always, checking everything, making sure they don't need anything. I'm still like more involved in the mornings, dropping off the food. So I kind of have like more control of my food costs. I'm not just like buying food and whatever. So I'm really looking at numbers. That for me, that's like my language. Like I could see the numbers and then I could be like, okay, I got a plan for this. Hours need to be cut or whatever I have to do, and I really don't have to be here to make that happen. But yeah, I guess we have good food. People know that we do. They're bringing all their friends, families, and that's how you kind of build something good. It's getting there. It takes time. We have to be patient, but it just takes time, and I feel like we're doing it. Yeah, we're doing good here.
That's nice, and I see because just from talking to people, I've been going around businesses, trying to get them on the pod. And I've talked to them. Oh, I'm doing this with this person. I'm doing that with this person. Oh, Lou, you're known already in a year. Yeah. So it's pretty cool that you're getting your name out there. And are you doing any more events? Is that like still the thing that you're doing? Like, do you still have the food truck? Are you still doing that? What happened to the food truck?
So we sold the food truck. There was a lot of complications with like the pickup truck and stuff like that. And those are expenses that you really don't want to get. If you're building something, you want to kind of control the money that's coming out from your bank account. So it's kind of like something that decision had to be made when we sold it. But we do events. It's more of like a tent setup. Not everyone, if it's raining.
That's nice. That's nice. Good. Just to diversify, just to add to the revenue. They do. I'm that guy.
Yeah,
I love food trucks. So, you're there. That's something that you want to do probably in the future. But what are some things that you want to do like in here that probably like you're willing to try, like, new recipes, anything like that? Like, I don't know, a new juice, bringing it in, anything like that. What do you got for us?
We have
Stay tuned. So actually, that sparked me another question, which is, how do you decide how much like diversity you have in the menu to how limited the menu is? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much, how little? Like, 'cause it's Mexican cuisine has a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so how do you decide that? Yeah, so honestly, again, we've learned throughout your journey, we've learned that planning is key.
Oh yeah,
I don't know, you know, that take the chance, take a calculated chance, keep your 9 to 5, guys. I'm gonna repeat that. Keep your 9 to 5.
Keep your whatever income
Whatever
you have
it is.
going on. Yeah.
8 to 4, freaking $100 a week. If you could do it, do it. You know what I'm saying? But just keep it going. And honestly, I'm really impressed with the person that I've met. You know, you inspire me to do a lot, and I want to see already. Honestly, no, honestly, all I needed was a good conversation, and we had a great conversation. Off camera, and just for you guys to know, this is episode 2.
Yes.
Episode number 1 didn't get recorded. We just talked here for like an hour.
We became friends.
We became friends
yesterday. Now we're doing
This is the real episode, so whatever. And I honestly want to see, what do you have to say to people that, are probably in a journey, not like struggling or anything, but, they've done.
You're going to struggle.
Well, not that part.
Yeah.
Meaning like, they're going through their thing, but they're ready to bet on themselves.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to that person that's like, wow, Elisa did that? Like, she went to school and like she traveled and she came back and she started with to that person that's ready to like invest in themselves and just go all in.
Well,
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from her first. You know, Elisa Batista here at Lu Taqueria on Main Street, Bethlehem.
Yes. Bring your friends.
Bring your friends, your family,
And all
your
of you
dogs, you know, everyone, your ex, your future wife, your neighbor, you know, whoever you got, bring them here. Again, Main Street, Bethlehem. This is a great spot. Yesterday, I had great food. You know what I'm saying? It was amazing. I took it home and I reheated it. Still good. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, this is a great person here, an even better restaurant, and it's all through her hard work and dedication. So I hope this, inspires any of you to start your own business or to come here and try some good food. So, thank you again.
Thank you.
For chance number 2, we believe in second chances here. And again, this is Sonidos Podcast, and we're here with people making noise. Thank you for stopping by. Peace.
That was good.
That was good, right?
That was